What is happening, battlers and girls of PvP? Trainer Mamco here, coming at you with a spotlight video on what I believe is going to be a pretty solid pick for the new Forest Cup meta called Sunny Cherrim. Why did I do that? Sunny Cherrim is a pure grass type, which means that it's super effective against water, ground, and rock. It resists water, electric, ground, and opposing grass. And then it's not very effective against fire, poison, steel, flying, bug types, and dragon types as well. And then it's finally weak to ice, fire, bug, flying, and I'm forgetting one more. Poison. Yep, there we go. Now for Sunny Cherrim's moves. For its fast moves, it gets 2 grass type moves, Bullet Seed and Razor Leaf. You're going to want to run Bullet Seed because of that crazy energy gain. It gets 4.3 energy per turn, which is really, really good. The charge moves Sunny Cherrim can learn are the grass type Solar Beam, the fairy type Dazzling Gleam, the normal type Hyper Beam, and the fire type Weather Ball. The recommended moveset for Sunny Cherrim in Forest Cup is Bullet Seed, Weather Ball, and Solar Beam. Bullet Seed has a crazy amount of energy gain, so you can easily bait with Weather Ball and then get off a Solar Beam on opposing water types, electric types, ground types, and rock types. And then Weather Ball has great coverage against opposing grass types and bug types, but you have to be careful because most bug types can still defeat Cherrim. As for Sunny Cherrim's stats, it has 120 attack, 117 defense, and then 132 HP at optimal level, which means that it's kind of below average bulk just slightly, but it makes up for it with its attack stat. PvPoke states that the default decent IVs of a Sunny Cherrim are 7, 14, 11, and then the maximized IVs are 0, 13, 15. So definitely a maximized Cherrim will last much longer than a default IV Cherrim, but you're still going to have to spend 1 shield on it either way, because even if moves like Power Whip and Discharge are not very effective, they can still take out a decent chunk of health. So imagine if a super effective move hit Sunny Cherrim. It would kind of either nearly or pretty much be gone in 1 hit, so make sure you have at least 1 shield to spend. Something that's very solid about Sunny Cherrim is that it can serve multiple roles on your Forest Cup team. It counters a majority of the grass, electric, and water types. Cherrim can beat all grass types except Jumpluff, Shiftry with Hurricane, Sceptile, Grovyle, Roserade, and Maractus. It can also beat all electric types except just barely Galvantula, Zebstrika, and Manectric. It also serves as a water type counter, but it can't beat Mantine, Duat with Fury Cutter and X-Scissor, and interestingly enough, Whiscash and Swampert, but we'll get into those two later on. Cherrim also does pretty well as a switch-in. PvPoke has it rated pretty highly in the switch-in rankings. So let's say your opponent brings in a water type or a grass type, you can easily switch in Cherrim and maybe force their shields or get rid of it and have energy coming into the next matchup so you can still get off another charge move. The 2 types you want to avoid in the Forest Cup are the bug types and the fire types. Cherrim can beat all the non-flying and non-rock bugs. It can beat Scizor, Fortress, all the Wormadam. It can also beat Heracross, Escavalier, and it can even take out Armaldo despite the fact that it's a bug and rock type. When it comes to Cherrim, just avoid fire types as much as possible. It loses to every fire type except for Camerupt, Magcargo, and interestingly enough, Lampent, but that's also IV dependent. Let's take a look at some interesting matchups for Sunny Cherrim. So right here we have Galvantula, Whiscash, and Swampert. Normally you'd think that it could beat all 3 of these with the moves that it has, right? You have Bullet Seed, Weather Ball, and Bullet Seed energy gain is crazy, so you think that you'd be able to get off quite a few Weather Balls against Galvantula. And then it has Solar Beam for Whiscash and Swampert, which if you're able to bait, you can just take those out in 1 hit. But actually, with even starting energy at 0 energy, it loses to all 3 of these in the 0 and 1 shield matchups. So first in the Galvantula matchup, Weather Ball from Cherrim isn't stab, it doesn't have the attack bonus, so actually Galvantula can take 1 Weather Ball from Cherrim and survive enough to bait with a Discharge and get off a Bug Buzz for the 1-hit KO. As for the Whiscash and Swampert matchups, Whiscash and Swampert actually get to Blizzard and Sludge Wave 1 energy faster than Cherrim, so if they're able to successfully bait you with the Mud Bomb and Hydro Cannon, they can get to the Blizzard and Sludge Wave faster than you can get to Solar Beam, so unfortunately you lose that 1 shield matchup as well. However, these matchups are very, very specific to energy, HP, and shields. So like I said before, Cherrim can win in the 2 shields against all 3 of these, but depending on how much energy it has, you can still take the win against all 3 of these as well. Alright, now we're finally done with all the talking and the research and the analysis. Let's get into some practice battles, huh? In this first match, I have Blaziken, Cherrim, and Kingdra. He leads off with Castform, which isn't a bad lead for Blaziken, so I believe he's going to switch out right here into Swampert. Now, we're going to see how good of a switch in Cherrim is right here. So, that Bullet Seed's already doing a lot of damage to that Swampert. I'm going to get off a Weather Ball, knowing he's not going to block because it's not very effective against Swampert. But even if he tries to nuke me or bait my shield, which I believe he does right here, that Bullet Seed's going to take him out before he gets to the nuke. Swampert's gone, and I have energy coming into the next match. So I'm going to go for the Solar Beam, see if he blocks that or not. If he doesn't block it, it's going to do a lot of damage to Castform. Hashtag get beamed. So I'm going to try and see if I can get off another Weather Ball, but he does get off his own Weather Ball, and my Cherrim goes down. I believe I bring in Kingdra right here to farm it down for energy, and I do. So whatever he has in the back is going to have 2 shields. It is Celio. So he is farming me up for quite a bit of energy right now. I'm going to see if I can get off the Octazooka debuff. He blocks it, and I do get off the debuff. So even if he throws off an Aurora Beam against Kingdra, it still won't do a lot of damage to me. And I can bring back in Blaziken, not having to worry about the body slams. So I have a lot of energy stored on Blaziken. I'm going to get off a Blaze Kick to see if he shields it or concedes the battle right here. And he does, and that's GG's. Now in Battle 2, I am leading off with Kingdra, and I have Cherrim and Magnezone in the back. He leads off with Castform again, so it's another good lead. He switches into Celio, and I have Magnezone for that. So I'm going to build up the energy. Anything that hits me now isn't going to be very effective. So he gets off a Body Slam. Not very effective, but still doing a decent amount of damage because Magnezone is pretty squishy. I'm not going to shield again because I know he's not going to shield either way because he can just bring back in Castform to farm me down. So I'm going to get off a Wild Charge. Go for the Excellent. He does not shield like I predicted. So I'm going to see if I can build up to one more Wild Charge, and I do. Spark is very fast and very good at building up energy. So he does not shield that one either, and the Castform is very low on HP already. So he switches back out into Ferrothorn. Now this is another great instance of why Cherrim is good. So it's not going to take any super effective damage from Power Whip, but you have to watch out for the Flash Cannon. So I'm going to get off Weather Ball. He shields it, and he does have some energy built up already, so I have to watch out for that as well. I figured he was going to bait me, so I didn't shield it, but look at how much damage Power Whip did there, so you have to watch out for that. That's why I said you needed at least 1 shield for Cherrim. So he gets off another Power Whip, and I'm going to build up some energy, maybe get off 2 Weather Balls in a row, see if I can get that last shield. And I do. So now it's shieldless, and I have 1 more shield. So I'm going to get off 1 Weather Ball. Look how much damage this does. Nearly gone in 1 hit. That's insane. So I'm going to let this go through. I'm going to switch back into Kingdra. Figured he was going to switch back into Castform. And I get off the Octazooka, and that's going to be GG's. Here's a battle where I'm going to show you what not to do with Sunny Cherrim. So I have Blaziken, Cherrim, and Kingdra in the back. He leads off with Ampharos, and I know Ampharos has Volt Switch, Thunder Punch, and Focus Blast. So I have to watch out for any of those moves because Blaziken is just that squishy. So he does shield the first Blaze Kick, and Ampharos is taking quite a bit of damage from the counters, so he switches out into Mantine, and I got confused here. I probably should have switched into Kingdra, but I was like, what's this matchup like? So I decided not to shield because I thought he was going to bait, but he throws off the Ice Beam straight away. So Cherrim's gone. A horrible mistake on my part. So I'm going to bring in Kingdra and see if he tries to debuff me here. Dragon Breath's doing a good amount of damage. So I'm just going to let this go through because I thought he was going to bait me again. But he gets off another Ice Beam, so he's just he's on a roll in this battle, so it sucks. But now I think this is where he gets off a Bubble Beam, therefore forcing my last shield. He's going to switch into Blaziken to counter me down. So I get off the Octazooka, and I try to switch here, but I get off the debuff, but it's not going to matter, because probably should have just gone with the Blast Burn, but it wouldn't have mattered, because both Mantine and Ampharos have energy, so that's going to be GG's. So what did we learn about Sunny Cherrim today? It can serve as an electric and water type counter along with being an opposing grass type counter because of Weather Ball, so I believe that this will make it a pretty stable pick among Forest Cup teams. So if you do choose to run it on your team, make sure you have another water type counter like Magnezone or Meganium. The reason I say this is because running Cherrim as your sole grass type is probably not a good idea because its only grass charge move is Solar Beam, and that takes a lot of energy to get to. There's no guarantee that you'll be able to get to that on some water types, so definitely running Magnezone or Meganium along with Cherrim, or possibly all 3, would definitely help you more in the long run. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it informative. Make sure you stay tuned for more Forest Cup meta coverage from our channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.